Hello, John, Tommy. Hiya, right. Little look at London. Let's do the London watch. There we go. It's so peaceful, you know. So peaceful. There we was down that way today. If you look straight there, about 2 miles down there, it's the scene of the protest. Hello, Rachel. Let's do a little walk round. Christina, Johnny Blake. Hiya. Doing it. Davy Brown, Cornish Brown. We love Davy Brown. We love Davy Brown. My best mate, Cornish Davy Brown. Hello, Mick Sanders. We Phil Houston. Why do they call you We Phil? Hello, Lissy. Right. Porsche. Hello, Porsche. Right. Sorry about that, everyone. Hello, Jono. Hello, Johanna. Hello, Raymondo. John Tommy. Hello, Amanda. Tracy Hull Hawkins. All. Hello, Teresa Cross, my mate Teresa. The Romford Rocket. Right. Yeah, we're just doing a little trip. Really weird, you know, this reception going. So there we go. There's London. I'm gonna spin it round. Right. Sorry about that. Let's see if we can keep. Right, we're down to under 100. Let's let them build up. It's really strange. It just, the connection just goes, you know. It just gets taken away from us. The connection. It's really odd. Really odd. Justin Brimmer, my mate Justin Brimmer. I went to school with Justin. There we go. So here's London. Here's London. So wait till I get to 200, then I'll spin it round. Cold up on this roof, I tell you. Flipping August, and it's absolutely freezing. What's happened to London? Hello, Martin. Right, here we go. Let's spin it round. Here we go. Right, let's get in the sun. The sun, whatever it is. Right. Well, what day? Yeah. Sorry, I'm back again. Reception is really bad at the moment. I don't know why. It's then someone calling me. They're obviously not tuning in. Yeah, so we've had reception issues. We always do whenever we do these lives, or there's something really poignant. We always get hit with a reception issue. So, well, what a day! What a day! I mean, it just goes to show for those that can make it, those that can be asked, and those that want to be there. What an incredible day! You know, we can all sit there and complain, but there's not many that actually do something about it. And today we did something about it. It was just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I don't know the real figures. I don't know what the guesstimate of people there. But we filled up Whitehall today. We filled up Trafalgar Square. Pigeon Square was full to capacity. And then there was a slow march down to Whitehall. And that was absolutely rammed right the way down to Downing Street. And I mean, we was just, I don't know, maybe 100 across, I don't know. It was just phenomenal. And do you know what amazed me about today? I don't know what this is all about. Was there was every single skin colour there. There was every age group there, right? We had people walking dogs. We had children in pushchairs, and these are people that will not stand for the official narrative. They won't have it. Some say 40,000. I reckon more. I reckon more than 40,000. It was absolutely solid, right? There were speakers there, all sorts, absolutely all sorts. It was just phenomenal. Loved it a bit. And you know, as a little collective gang, the JWF, we were being greeted. Literally every 5 metres we walked, people were saying thank you for what you're doing. And do you know what, bizarrely, no one mentioned who's that weird woman, Power Disney or Barbara O'Hare or flipping Harvey or any of them. Not you know, none of that shite. It was all thank you, keep going, thank you, keep going. Please, coming up and hugging us and thanking us. There was Mark Devlin was there. Come up and said thank you to to what I do myself. Nikki had phenomenal reception, and funny enough, there was one of the old school Soho players there. Some guy come up and he went, "All right, John, I want to say you've got to keep going." And then he saw Nikki and he went, "My God, what's she doing with you?" It was really, really, really funny, to be honest, you know. But it just shows all these worlds coming together. And Jenny, bless Jenny Grace, 2 days outside of life-changing surgery, touch and go surgery, and she turned up, you know. She went in to hospital. She didn't know whether she'd come out, and if people know Jenny, Jenny's a you know, middle-aged black lady, and she went in, middle-aged black lady, and she come out with ginger hair. Jenny's now got ginger hair. Well, it's a weave, but I mean, a ginger weave of all the colours, Jenny. Am I being gingerphobic there? But anyway, unbelievable. Jenny, just honestly, she's 2 days out of hospital, you know, and we saw Sue was there, Big Bad Alan Merritt were there, you know, and these are the people that really, really, really get to me in a good way, not in a horrible way. And I'll tell you for why. Because these are the people, Jenny, Sue, Alan, were in these institutions during the 50s and the 60s, right? Maybe Alan's a bit later on, and so's Jen, but Sue, you know, definitely, you know, she'd been in a bit longer than others, right? You know, due to her age. Now, I grew up in the 70s and discipline was very strict then. You couldn't do to kids in schools now what they used to do to us in schools in the 70s. It'd be a human rights issue, right? No two ways about it, because they used to just kick the shiters out of us, right? But imagine what it's like in the 50s and the 60s. Imagine what it's like in an abusive care environment in the 50s and 60s. And if you went to the police, they weren't having it. And if you went to your religious leaders, the church, they wouldn't have it either. So when people like Sue Peake and Jean Holmes, when they turn up, you know, and they're elderly ladies now, Jean is 70, in her 70s, right? They turn up at all weathers. Sue is there in the pissing rain, you know, and we can't even get young people to turn up and stand by us. Sue turns up in the pissing rain with a flask of tea because they want justice, you know, for their kith and kin, their brethren that were in these places, you know, and they endured suffering beyond suffering. And when I see them, and Jenny, you know, and you're right, Jenny looked phenomenally good. You know, they turn up because they want to see, you know, they want to see justice for what they've been through, you know. They want to see justice for what they've been through, pure evil for what they've been through, you know. And it was just, must have been appalling for them. So when we're there and we show our support for all of them. But it was an incredibly empowering day, and it shows a testimony of our work, you know, again, fight, because we are fighting evil, you know. In the name of God are we fighting evil, you know. And what they're doing is pure evil, you know, and it really is bad. And but we're getting there. We're getting there. And if today was a microcosm of the macrocosm, as they say, right, then we truly are a successful unit. We truly are successful, but not one media agency there, not one media camera there, not one. You know, there were independents, there were little concern. I'm going to just walk around here, I might lose a little bit of light, but it don't matter. It was just incredible. So when the Beach Home team get together, and the 24th of October is the next planned event. Now this was for COVID, we're doing the next one for our children. So let's see what we can bring together, because people were coming up to us literally every second step and saying keep going, not keep going in the name of anti-COVID, anti-mask, which of course we all are, but in the name of anti-paedophile, right? Not one bad word was said, not even uttered or whispered, not one. They were shouting. There was one guy come up to me, and he was a copper, and he said, you taught me, you trained me, You train me interview skills. And he come up, give me a big hug, and he was there supporting us. Wow, man, that turned a corner for me. Turned a corner for me. And I remember him as well, you know, and I thought, wow, it was just brilliant. Absolutely awesome. You know, what a tremendous day. And there was no rucking. You know, the police were solid. They were okay with us. You know, they were engaging with the crowd. You know, people were talking to them, and I think they're on our side. I think people know it's total load of old shite. You know, not one mask was worn in there. Well, there's a couple here and there because people might have had health issues and that. But on the whole, not a single mask there. And it was really, really awesome. So I was proud to be part of it. Proud to be part of it today, and it was good to see our team. We marched as a team, you know, down there, down Whitehall, you know, all of us showing total solidarity. You know, we came as one unit and we went as one unit, you know, and we were all there together. It was proper solid, you know. So yeah, I was overwhelmed by that, really overwhelmed by it. And there was some lovely people, and it was good to see, you know, there's people from my own town there. We had all sorts there, you know. So it was just brilliant. But you know, there were little kiddies turning up, you know, with their little placards, you know. And it was they come from Wales, come from Scotland, all over. You know, it's about making the effort. You know, we can sit there and moan, but if we don't make the effort, then they are going to trample all over us. You know, we've got to make the effort, people. We have to. We can't let them keep doing this. You know, and change comes about by people getting off their asses and making change. We might have a comfortable life, okay? It might be nice and easy for us indoors, right? But that's going to be so short-lived. I'm telling you, it's going to be so short-lived. And if you've got children, you know, there will be no education. They will slowly erode education. They will slowly erode university education. It'll all be online learning. There'll be no going there, no life experiences. They're going to shut down foreign travel. You can see it happening. You can see foreign travel going, you know. Had transport been up to scratch and it had been no real lockdown, them numbers would have gone up exponentially, without a doubt. The streets of London were dead, as it were, yet we managed to block them off, you know. And it was truly, truly awesome. But millions of them in Germany, good, you know, good to see. Well, the Germans are a lot further on than us, then, aren't they? You know, the Germans, Berlin. See, they've lived under tyranny. This is what we've got to understand. They've lived under tyranny. They know what tyranny is. They know what it's like to be dictated to on every aspect of your life. And they don't want it anymore. They don't. They've had it so many times. And they've had tyrannical governments, the Germans. They have. They understand. We haven't. We've always been the victorious country. But them days have long gone. We've got fat and we've got lazy. Right? And we need to wake up. We need to get off our asses and get out there and stop it. We need to. Right? Because it's being taken from over us. And, you know, there were so many people that just had enough. And when I was talking to them, they said, what would be your advice? But I said, to say no more. They are not doing this to us and our children anymore. We're not putting up with this. We are not putting up with the lies from the government, the police cover-ups, you know, these veiled attempts at independent inquiries. When they drag out a politician and say, did you do this, did you do that? Oh, no, that never happened. They're liars. No. The likes of Lady Britain belly aching because her paedophile husband's slippers have been removed whilst he was out there defiling and buggering every young kid in care. Do we really accept this from BBC Two? You know, why is BBC Two even allowed to exist after putting out? Who was the director of that programme? What about the cameramen? What about the ones who designed the script and put together, you know, the questioning for it? You know, shame on them. Who edited this? you know, on the backdrop of so much information saying that Leon Britton was a paedophile. Where are the special branch officers that followed him about and watched him doing it? Do you know what? Shame on them. Absolute shame on them. Where are these police superintendents who had this information, right? Where are the police inspectors that managed this information? Because they were the managers, you know, when this information came into their office and they deliberately passed it up to be put over. Where are they? Shame on all of these people. All of them that covered it up. So these people could go out there with total proliferation and go ahead to rape and sodomise children. You know, they don't deserve a pension. It's so wrong. I'm so fired up about this because I stood up and I spoke out. Okay, I took my action because I'm the only one accountable for my actions. But how dare these others to turn around and say they're credible service when they knew about this and they did nothing? I'm not on about those that didn't know about it. I'm not on about them. I'm on about the ones that did and did nothing. Shame on them. It's just wrong. It is so wrong. And the intelligence services, they make these films, don't they? What's that stupid one they've got? The Kingsman. You know, The Kingsman with Colin Firth and all them other morons, you know? Making out how sort of respectable and honourable it is to be this elite intelligence unit. Do you know what? F them. F the lot of them. You know, they're not men. They're not warriors. When they knew that politicians were raping and abusing children, there is nothing decent and honourable about them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the politicians that knew about it, the chief whips that knew about it, the home secretaries that knew about it, every one of them made a rot in hell for what they've done and what they've failed to do. For those that are in the church, the likes of Bishop Peter Ball, you know, the devil incarnate himself, you know, Murphy Connor McCormick, the cardinal of the Catholic Church, who's on the Reigns list. You know, who's that other idiot that was Archbishop of Canterbury? His name fails me for the time being, you know. All of them knew what their priests were doing. They knew. And they did nothing, and they just covered it up. And then they hid behind people like Prince Charles, who knew what was going on and did nothing, and they did everything to discredit the victims. Shame on all of them. Prince Charles, what a disgusting individual he is. What a vile, disgusting individual he is, you know. And that the system allows for it. The system allows for it. And these people talk of them with such favour and fame, and they are just nothing but vile. It's just wrong. Yeah, George Carey. George Carey. What is he doing in the House of Lords? What is he doing? He's dog shit under our shoes, that man. He is dog shit under our shoes. He covered up for Bishop Peter Ball, who was sodomising young boys and beating them, one of which took his own life. There's a family without a son who killed himself because of the anal rape that Bishop Peter Ball put him through, and yet Prince Charles covered up, and so did Carey. Shame on them. Yet they'll go out of their way to make sure that we go to prison for non-payment of fines. You know, they'll make sure that we are made homeless because we don't pay our mortgage. It's just disgusting. It is so upside down. Does no one else not have the same fuel in them like me, the same fire in them like me, and that wants to say no more? It has to turn around. I'm not advocating violence. Today was a very, very peaceful, placid day, but it was fueled with such emotion. It was fired up. It was charged up. You know, it was absolutely electric with pure positive emotion, and emotion for change. These were people that wanted change. Every single person who turned up there wanted change. Not the ones who deliberately chose to sit on their arse and do nothing. Okay, there's some that couldn't make it. I'm not on about them. But these people wanted change. and they turned up to make sure change occurs. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome, you know. And this is how this country has always done things, through change, you know, through democracy, through the right reasons, the right channels, everyone in together. There was every single skin colour there. There wasn't one utterance of racism or division. There was not one mention of Pakistani grooming gangs or anything. There was not one mention of any of that stuff. There was no right wing. There was no left wing. There was no insurgents. There was no communists. There was nothing. There was nothing but good people banding together like I've never seen. There were people walking their dogs next to old people, next to families with kiddies in pushchairs, holding banners saying no to COVID, no to paedophilia. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The police were minimally, dispensed throughout there, and they didn't even need that, to be honest, because there wasn't one person that was going to cause eruption. There was no Black Lives Matter, no Antifa, none of that crap. It was good people doing it for the future of our children, you know. And it was good. And I was outside Downing Street, and they were venting their spleen. They were letting their voice be heard, you know. And I stood there today, and people were coming up and thanking me. Not just me, they were thanking Jeanette, they were thanking Jenny, they were thanking Big Bad Alan Merritt, they were hugging Sue, they were hugging Nikki, although Nikki don't like to be hugged. But you get what I'm on about. And you know, how did this start? This started by me interviewing someone. One of the first interviews I ever did, I can't even remember it now, right? One of them might have been Lambriano, you know, or whatever, and asking them, what happened? Do tell me, blah, 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 you know? And then the attacks came. Okay, we weathered it, right? And then I stood shoulder to shoulder with Big Bad Alan Merritt outside Hammersmith Town Hall. What a lonely shadow both of us must have cut on that day. But from that, it is just mushroomed, because everyone's had enough. Every single person has had enough that was there, has had enough. There were people with drug problems, recovering alcoholics, people that were suicidal, people that had lost children. Darren was there, Darren Jeffries was there. And he was walking around and people were patting him on the back. You know, what that man had been through, you couldn't put a flipping Shire horse through what he'd been through and expect it to live. Yet Darren was there, standing up and speaking out like a true British lion that man is. This is what it means to be British. Not standing there digging out Kashmiri cab drivers. Standing up and fighting for what really is democratic and right, and that is to stop people fucking children. Do you know what? I'm fed up. I'm going to call them out, the likes of Barbara O'Hare and all these morons that sit behind their fucking computers doing nothing and cussing us because they're causing problems, right? We are out there and we are making a difference, and today was a testimony of the difference that all of us have been making. And I want to thank every single person who's been part of this journey for me. I want to thank them all, even those that don't come on camera, the likes of Paulie that did the song for us, the likes of Mossy who stood by me, you know, likes of little Dave who holds a camera, little Jess, all of them, little Nathy, all of them that stand by us, those that help me out, you know, those that talk to me when I'm down, those that pick me up when I've had enough. We don't name these people because they don't need to be named. The likes of Rita, the likes of Trace, you know, Brian and all the others, Christine and all the others, the ones that pray for us, you know, when we're in trouble, all of them. I want to thank all of them, every single one of them. And I shouldn't swear. I apologise for my swearing, Lissy. I shouldn't swear. And I'm sorry, because I don't want none of this taken down, you know. And I don't mean to swear, but sometimes, you know, every now and then an expletive comes out. Every now and then. But you're right, they need to be told. they need to be told, you know. So this is how these, someone had to go at me for saying the word revolution, because the revolution always goes back around to where it started, or 180. All right, well, whatever it is, I'm not going to get caught up in the semantics of all this, you know. But we really are making a difference, and today was a testimony, the testimony to all this, you know. And I'm happy to be part of this change. There's so much I could say. Sometimes I want to start cussing people, but I don't want to do that. I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I'm not. I want people to speak out. And look what has happened when we spoke out. I think. The reception going again. What are they doing to us? All their lives, they've been told, don't speak, don't say nothing, shut up, no one will believe you. You know? And now we're telling them, you speak out, you make sure you speak out. And there must be so many frightened people. No wonder they're attacking us. No wonder. If I was a flipping perverted, paedophilic psycho, I'd be shitting myself as well. They've destroyed too many lives. Let's get this in perspective, right? They've done the bad. They need to pay for what they've done. One way or the other, they need to pay for what they've done. They need to pay for the lives they've shattered, to the physical injuries they've caused, to the mental health they've caused, to every alcoholic whose liver has ruptured because of them. Every junkie who's died on the street because of them. Every kid who's gone into care because the parents can't parent because of them. Every person who's punched their wives because out of pure hatred and anger because of them. Every mother who's abandoned their child because of them. Look, I'm on a roof here. I'm on a roof. Right, there's a roof. How many people have stood on these parapets, have stood on these with no hope and looked over into the abyss, knowing that there is no one who cares for them, no one who loves them, and stood there and taken that awful leap into desperation. How many have done that? There's some people I can't take them up here because of that, right? Because there is no hope. They've taken away their hope. They've taken away everything. Their education, their articulation. Darren can't read and write properly. He can't articulate. But that doesn't mean that he's not intelligent, because that is one bright cookie, right? But they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. All those that have night terrors. My good mate Stevie, his wife will tell you that he sometimes in the middle of the night wakes up and runs out of the house screaming, half naked, because he's still having night terrors, and he's 60. It's just bollocks. And we have to mind our speech. We're not allowed to speak out in public inquiries. We're going to be done for libel. We're going to be threatened with all sorts of lawsuits. People like Samantha Baldwin can't even see her children, and she can't even make any application to the family court. But yet, Lady Britain, she's lost her husband's slippers. So we must all sympathise and make sure that how many hundreds of thousands she was given in compensation is well spent, you know? Well, at least there's a balance, eh? At least there's a balance. At least there's a sense of perspective of all this, you know? I ask people that the next time there is a protest, the 24th of October, and I'm saying to everyone who knows me and follows me, my family, my friends, you better all be there, you know. No excuses. Be there for us and for your children and for the likes of Sue, Jean, Alan, Jenny, and all them. You be there, you make the effort, you get the train ticket, you get a bus, you even walk there, but make sure you're there. And bring your children, because these people brought their children today, and bring your dog if you have to. You know? You make sure you're there. No excuses. There was 40,000 plus. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. We need more. Right? COVID will come and go. COVID will come and go. COVID is just a gateway to bring in some new world agenda to inject us all and kill us all, because these people in charge are off their heads. Right? Child abuse really does matter if you care about your children and the world that lies before us. If we worry about your children, like a lot of people do, then worry about their future. All right? So make sure you're all there the 24th of October. Okay? No excuses, no nothing, just be there. And what difference will it make? Will it make a world of difference? Because every pair of feet on them streets is an extra bit of floor space that's covered. And we want to cover all of central London. All right? There were people in wheelchairs there, you know. People in wheelchairs, mobility carts. They were all there. All right? And unfortunately, the UK is quite a big place. And there are some people that live in Scotland and Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland and, you know, the Hebrides and whatnot. You know, the Channel Islands. But come on, let's do it. Let's do this. The 24th of October, please. Please, please, please. All right, that's rant over. You know, we moved a mountain today, and I want to thank from the bottom of my heart every single supporter of the John Wedger Foundation and what we do. I want to thank every single one of you, and I really do. It meant so much today. It was mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. Thank you. Okay, right, yo, right, well, I'm doing one. I'm gonna have a cup of tea now. I missed out my brew today. Right, let's just have a little run through. Let me have a couple of minutes wind down. All right, couple of minutes wind down. Let me just give you a little run through of London. Right, let's just show you London. Just say goodbye to the east. Right, there we go. There we go. It's very, very windy. The weather's coming from the southwest. It's a sou'wester, as they say. That's where the coat name comes from. Right, there's BT Tower, Telecom Tower. There we go. The West End of London. Right, there we go, down there. The Finchley Road, down to Paddington Basin, you know, little wander through the posh parts now. Everywhere's posh now in London. There's no ghettos anymore. The ghettos are out towards Hatfield, Hemel Hempstead, Boreham Wood. That's where the ghettos are, you know. Yeah, we're moving round. Right, there we go. Notting Hill, Westbourne Grove, Queen's Park. Still some of the big estates there. That's a big estate down that way there. You know, that runs off. What's that road where the Beatles crossed? I forget the name of it now. There we go. That's it. No more sunsets anymore. It's all gone. Days of the sunsets are gone. I mean, they ain't coming back now until next June. So another year out the way, chaps. Another sort of summer gone, and you know, John, for running the police. God, imagine if I did run the police. There'd be a scruffy bunch, I tell you that. There'd be poor timekeeping, you know. But they'd have a jolly good laugh. They really would. Right, old jolly japes. All right. Anyway, Abbey Road. That's it, Abbey Road. That's it, Abbey Road. My brain goes. All right. Good night, everyone, and thank you for a job well done today. Right. Adios.